Nightmarish beasts plague us in this brutal, harsh and unfair world, but let's put American politics aside and focus on this new title. Nightmare Frontier is a turn-based roguelike which sees us delve into parts of a city, follow a seemingly endless path on the quest to obtain more resources to upgrade our troop and unravel the mystery behind those horrific creatures. It launched into early access on the 16th this year, and it is now time to throw a coin into the slot machine and play the first few hours of the game to see if it is a real fun or a refund. We launched and saw through the streets of various districts with an at first max party of 3, with a specific goal set to unlock the next story sections being presented in a rather dull text format. With a very squishy group, we follow the again rather dull roguelike map and pick the next section, providing us with rewards in form of currencies, items and every once in a while another survivor of the hellish world. With each battle taking place on a grid-based battlefield filled with boxes to take cover behind, splotches of dung and burning spots having specific effects, the level of course is also haunted by various nightmarish monsters. Taking down those is either done by melee attacking and pushing them into a few area effects, or against barrels, walls or other living things, while ranged attacks are just as powerful and vital to use, although rather strange in their range. But let's do a quick phase change and rearrange our thought exchange and start with an explanation of the combat system as a whole. Yeah, the last one was a miss, I know. Each round lets us use our characters freely, with each one having a certain range to move and attack or utilize an item before or after the movement. Dealing damage first and then move behind the barrel to take cover is a possible option, while a more offensive stance can sometimes be more beneficial. Charging into the fray and tossing around the enemies leads them to take damage according to their position. If we just simply attack a giant Wendigo, for example, and it doesn't hit anything on its stumble, then the damage of the weapon is the only amount it takes, while a wall behind it that bounces it on another grid usually leads to another damage point being subtracted. However, if we trap an enemy and it cannot move to another grid and bounces back onto the same spot, then the damage is even higher. This battling system benefits from a quick undo button, allowing us to reset the previous action taken if we are not satisfied with the result. Usually I am not the biggest fan of those resetting options, since they negate clever thinking and just see most players trial and error their way through a fight. But on this occasion I am very thankful for such an undo button. Mainly because the enemies are one tough cookie, especially if we give them the chance to launch a counter-attack. Some fights saw me lose a completely healthy ally within one attack due to a powerful enemy in a weaker position, while the pistol-holding gunslingers are the biggest thorn in my eye, having unlimited range on the battlefield and a better aim than Robin Hood. Luckily, Nightmare Frontier has one mechanic that helps us weed out most of our enemies in one turn, reducing any incoming damage. Every time a survivor kills an opponent, they recharge and can use another action, which is rather helpful and saw me clear the board of most enemies in the first turn, by cleverly utilizing the different actions of my team, resulting in a great ego boost for me. The incredibly enjoyable combat system gets further beefed up with two impactful systems that handicap us during a run. First is the simple fact that every lost health point in a battle stays throughout the fight, so we either have to find a way to heal up our group or say bye-bye to them rather soon. The second is the fitting name of Nightmare, which is slowly charging the further we advance and having numerous negative effects the higher it gets. This sees our enemies recharge health periodically, or even frenzy when taking damage, seeing their own attacks becoming far stronger. Keeping this bar low and keeping our group's health high is one key factor of successfully going through a run. Both can be managed through small intermissions on the map, seeing us avoid a fight and recharge our health points or reduce the nightmare stack, while other temporary buffs can be found as well. Some see our team's range damage increased or giving them armor for the next 3 fights, while every intersection between the paths let us encounter a fellow survivor. To not only get them into our team for good, but also use him during the ongoing run as a reserve member, we have to either reach the exit of the level and safely escape, or take down the whole gang of enemies, dealer's choice. A successful run through an escape spot on the map lets us take every found resource and item back to the base. An unsuccessful run, however, sees us drop our inventory, which can be incredibly frustrating due to two valuable factors. The first is that we have a constant need for those resources to empower our team's items in the base. Upgrading the sniper rifle, for example, leads not only to a higher amount of ammo we can use, but further to a bayonet-esque effect, making our sniper into a spearman, pushing two enemies at once instead of just one. Upgrading the backpack, on the other hand, increases our health points, while the boots allow our character to move further on the battlefield. The second use for those items and resources is the main quest, which now leads me into my few gripes I have with the game. First and foremost, being the presentation and goals of the main story in the first few hours. It is a combination of farm X items and use X items to upgrade a specific gear piece. Having done that, we again have to farm more items and then farm other items and then. It appears to be a constant hunt for resources without much thought, and especially comparing it to the developer's other game, Roguelite, it is missing a real story and presentation of one. Compare the voice-acted cutscenes from Roguelite to the bland text scrolls of Nightmare Frontier, and it definitely falls flat in that regard.
Did that bastard just kill me again?
It might get a better story in later development stages and have a few more quality of life features added, but for now these are my biggest issues with the game. Apart from the lackluster story, a frustrating resource hunt being the main part of the first few hours, and the rather boring looking roguelike map, the overall setting of the game, the visuals and music as well as the general gameplay routine are amazing and show so much more promise, which is why I would say that Nightmare Frontier for now is a real fun, although with much more potential behind it. Would you agree with my verdict? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to brush your teeth and click the buttons down below.